What is the entire process from day 1 to day 64? So you were telling me.
Oh yes. So for instance, Ariman, if you are a client, you come to me and you tell me,
Sure.
Neil, I want to avail this service. This is why I feel that I need this service. After you tell me that, I give you a set of forms.
Okay.
Those set of forms include, so there's one form that's filled by you, which in detail maps your self-image, where do you currently stand, where do you want to go. I will identify the gap from the form. Second, there is a set of forms that's filled by your loved ones, because I want to capture how are you perceived by people around you, even if it's in your personal space.
But they're never going to say anything nice about me.
That's what I want to hear maybe. But the third set of forms is filled by people who are in your professional space. So that I'm able to map
what they perceive.
Yes, how are you perceived at your workplace? That helps me in a very wholesome way analyze what you're great at, what is your image in the eyes of others, and where are you lagging, right? Also, it helps me see the gap between how you see Ariman and how they see you.
Yeah, okay.
Right? That also helps me map the gap. Once I know this, I will help you using these three tools: appearance, body language, and communication. Number one, to close this gap. That if Ariman sees that these are his top 5 strengths, why aren't people seeing them this way? Why are they being misinterpreted?
Fair enough.
Right? So I'll give you an example.
Yeah,
There's this client of mine. He is a fund head with a leading firm, and he always tells me that, Meenal, I am not able to get along with, I'm not able to build a perfect rapport with people around me. I'm great at what I do. Technically, I am applauded so much in the company. My clients are very happy with me. But even the clients, they're not like buddies with me, like they are with some other partners of the firm. So when we filled these forms, I saw that in his form, he sees himself as a very approachable person.
Okay.
He sees himself as a very warm person.
Wow.
He sees himself as a strategic thinker. When the form that was filled by his co-workers came out, they said that he is a great executioner. He is a person who does well in stressful situations. But when there were questions about, is he a go-to person? Can you reach out to him if there's any personal issue or if you have an issue? All of them said no.
Yeah.
They said he's guarded. So when I studied him and we discussed this further, I told him about this insight. I also observed it was not much in the words that he spoke. It was in his body language. When he speaks to you, he rarely smiles.
Yeah, okay.
Right? When he makes eye contact with you, so there are different kinds of gazes that speak different things.
Okay.
For instance, if I look at you and right now I look in the center triangle of your temple and your two eyes.
Yeah.
How do you feel right now? If I speak to you
nervous.
You're feeling nervous because I'm giving you a power gaze. Right?
Fantastic.
It is that gaze that those heroes and villains give each other in those posters.
Yeah.
If you've seen Gunde, the way that Arjun Kapoor and Ranveer Singh look at each other, they're giving each other a power gaze.
That gaze, yeah.
Right? That client used to give most people a power gaze.
Okay.
Whereas the other type of gaze, which is also called the social or the friendly gaze, is when I look into the triangle which is between your eyes and your mouth. And when I look here, see, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes. Wow, okay, this is something which I've learned, yeah.
Now the problem with that client was he thought he was being extremely sincere. That I'm here to talk business. Let me showcase my most sincere or my most powerful self. It was going against him. Second, the way that he sat. A lot of times when he sat in front of people, he would always sit like this.
So that would come off as pretty arrogant or something like that.
More than arrogant, that this person is always evaluating me. This person is always evaluating while listening. However, that's not true. He was a fast thinker. So he did that and he's also a very detail-oriented person. He would really listen. So what was his strength was not being portrayed the right way and it was going against him.
But don't you think that this is also a two-way street? Because 90% of the time what we're trying to throw out there is, of course, people don't perceive it. But don't you think there's some problem from the receiving end also at a lot of times? So do you tackle that situation as well? For example, I might be doing the best that I can from my end, okay, that boss of yours. But the receiving end also maybe is not taking my actions or taking my communication in a certain manner, so they don't end up reading me well as well. So don't you, because this is, at the end of the day, it is a form of communication, no?
Yeah.
So if the receiving end is also not taking it well, then how can I even work on myself without working on the other person as well?
So of course, there are all kinds of people.
Yeah.
There are people who are great listeners and they are great conversationalists. If you're a great listener, you're a great conversationalist.
Yeah.
There are some people who aren't. But if there is a unanimous feedback in all your co-workers that
Of
you're
course.
being this way,
Of course, then
that's
there's
true
definitely
about
a
you,
problem. Yeah, of course.
right? And that is a blind spot that now you're aware of. So let's work on it,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
right? Another example I'll give you, there's this person who used to always think I'm great at what I do. Why am I not taken seriously? Now here's the flip side. This person was not being taken seriously. This was a woman leader. And when I spoke with her, so this is the way that she used to talk. Meenal, this is what I thought of doing, right? So we will do it this way.
The tonality.
Her sentences. So I suggest we do this.
Okay.
Rather than I suggest we do this. Her sentences would always end on a higher note. Now what sentences end on a high note? Sentences that are questions, right? So are you really suggesting that we should do this?
It's not a statement, it's a question.
Yes. It doesn't come across as a statement. That takes away from your credibility, that takes away from your presence.
Wow, fair enough. But yeah, do you think tonality also matters a lot when having a conversation? Because I mean, some people just, I've come across people who have a really husky voice and they're taken very seriously. People, of course, I mean, you must be knowing this. People who have a hoarse voice, have a husky voice, have a different personality and aura together, even though they might be dumb to another level. Versus people who have a squeaky voice, they're not taken that seriously. How do you tackle that?
110% this is true.
But then how do you tackle that? Because that is something which is there ever since birth.
So your timbre, which is your voice quality, your natural voice quality, is something, so your voice can come either, deep voices is when you're speaking from the diaphragm, right? The place between your lungs and your stomach.
Yeah.
Second voice can be coming from your chest voice, somewhere around here.